on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Banter on Atlantic Television Network. This program highlights issues about wedding, its preparation, post-wedding, and marital issues. Couples as stakeholders relive their most special moments, the rigors of wedding preparation, and the joy therein. And on today's Wedding Banter, we'll be looking at money trauma. Have you heard of that before? Honestly, money trauma is real. You might be experiencing money trauma and you don't know. And on today's program, of course, I have a psychologist in the house that will be breaking this down for you to understand what money trauma is. We will just go on a very short break. When we return, of course, we will dive into the story straight away. Just stay with us.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring on sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Every day, our lives are changed by history.
We are one people, all of us.
Leaders, politics.
Nobody's ambition is what they blood.
I have fought very firmly.
Natural occurrence, war, and the world economy.
I belong to everybody, and I belong to nobody.
ATN covers it all on ATN Politics today.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honourable
you human
on the point of order.
Honourable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
From the line across the ocean, sport.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is Wedding Banter on Atlantic Television. Yeah, she's ready to break it down for us. Have you heard about money trauma before? I'm sure you haven't. Don't worry. That is why we are here today, to let you know what you don't know. Okay, so when we're talking about money trauma, of course, money trauma refers to the emotional, you can also say psychological, and that's why we have one of them here. I mean, psychologist. And sometimes physical impacts that results from the past experiences related to money. Money trauma can manifest in various ways, such as fear of scarcity, difficulties managing money, feeling unworthy of financial stability, or having a dysfunctional relationship with money. Are you I mean, are you getting it? Maybe you had a business that fails, lost a job, or experienced a decline in income, suffered abuse in your past relationship, got a divorce, lost your home, or had a serious illness. Of course, all of these are those tough situations that can lead to losing confidence in yourself and your ability to spend, save, and earn money that you desire. You know, some persons will be like, this woman cannot save money. Since she got into this marriage, she just squandering everything. She wants to buy everything. She wants anything that passes. She wants to call. And then others will be like, oh, my wife or this woman, she's very good. In fact, she's bank. She can keep money for Africa. The case is different. There are so many factors that can lead. Ayobami. All right, Ayobami, let's get to know what money trauma really is. You can break it down in a way that we will understand better, because so many of us are just hearing this
term.
Yes, for the very first time.
Okay, thank you. Money trauma is in the new research in psychology, and when it comes to the issue of relationship, it's one of the newest term or terminology or neologism according to psychology that has just been coined out because of one. Actually, it's actually a background issue, like upbringing issue, something someone has experienced in the past, especially childhood experiences, that has led to who one becomes in terms of handling finances. And some theirs is because of pressure, and some is a societal orientation, where they are, what happens around there. Like, you can't compare the way we spend money in the West and in the East. In Nigeria, yes, when it comes to showing affluence. Do you understand? So these are what we are talking about when it comes to money trauma. Okay, let me give you a story so that you will understand what I'm actually saying. Okay, for someone who was living large as a child, the parent had everything going on with them and all that. There was money. She went to a good school. Everything was going on fine. Then, unfortunately, the father lost a huge sum of business money, his capital, to the defunct Savannah Bank. I'm talking of a friend of mine. The father was actually very rich in my state way back. So you can imagine someone that was living from very, on a high pedestal. Now you are looking into the hand of your mother, who happened to be a teacher. You understand how they treat teacher? I think, thank God for the government today, at least teachers are living average now. But way back, I remember, because my parents are teachers. They are the ones that pick the last grade when you're talking of agenda in Okrika. That's what they wear. In fact, in my state then, they will say house for rent, not for teachers.
Wow.
They don't hide it because they know they don't have the income. So back to my story, this friend of mine, they now had to depend solely on the meager sum that the mother gets. Now, when she grew older, and we were in the university together, so some of the time when I feel like, okay, let's do this thing now, let's buy this thing, no, I beg you, no. You know what? She became a hoarder. Like, she hoards money. She's not stingy, but she's doing that because of the traumatic experience she had with money when she was younger. She doesn't want to become poor like the father.
So a lot of persons are actually, what they do because of their past experience.
Yes.
It's not because that is who they are.
Really are.
Especially when it has to do with money. Because there are some persons, for money to leave their hands is very difficult.
Very, very difficult. But what we are talking now is, some are hoarders. Okay, let me explain this. In money trauma, what actually becomes the end result of it? You see that you have the spender who lavishes money, lives flamboyantly, and he or she wants to just, be on the faces of everybody. She wants to press people's neck. want to choke. Do you understand? Then we have the savers. These are persons that prioritize their needs. They always have a scale of preference. Okay, this month, this is how I'm going to budget my money. I need, okay, when I get my salary, I get to, transport, my food, utility bills. Then I need to buy some of few clothes. I need to look good. My children and all that, house rent, Then they still have savings. They are just, they have a plan for themselves. That is who they are. Then they have these other ones that I said they are hoarders. One kobo must not leave their account. Or some of them, they don't even keep in the bank. They keep in the house. For this, my friend, if you keep money with her, that note that you kept it with, and you gave it to her with, that's what you are going to get back. Mm-hmm. She will not spend. No, I'm just yes, this is
first of all, are you a spender?
Myself, no, I'm not.
Okay, you are a saver.
I'm a saver, but I don't hoard, please.
Because,
one thing about me is this: I set my scale of preference, prioritize my needs.
Okay.
One thing I don't do is I don't like owing.
Okay.
So I avoid that as much as I can. So what I do is what do I need money for? This month, that is who I am. In fact, if you get into my books, you see my budgets. I set up budget, and thank God for the kind of man I'm married to. My husband was actually not like that initially, but at some point, he reasoned along, and we are just fine. So for somebody who is a saver, for me, I don't even care what people are saying. My own is, let us do what is right with us and with God. So far, we are going to get a school with, a good standard as well. And we too, as parents, because we can't leave everything to school, we play our part as parents to teach our children and nurture them well. What else do you want? My husband thought about it too, but when we did the calculation, because I told my husband, I said, if 1 month's income cannot pay a school fees, Oga, we are doing nonsense. How can you work from January to December? Only thing you are paying is school fees. And sometimes you have to owe. I don't do like that. When you reason along with me, today, we thank God.
Okay.
Do you understand? We pay it. Sometimes we don't pay in bulk, but we finish payment before the end of the term. Everybody is free. Do you get? We are fine. We can hit what we want to hit and all that. So that's what I'm saying. This thing has caused a lot of issues in marriages.
You said something that the way people spend money in the East is not the same in the West.
Yes.
How do you mean? Is it that, and you talked about upbringing, that this thing starts from the grassroots?
Yes.
Okay. So is it that the people in the East knows how to manage better, or is it that they don't? I mean, let me understand.
I don't want to generalize.
Yeah, just make it make sense.
So what I'm trying to talk in that sense is, let's talk about empathy handling. One way or the other, we will all have one party or the other as we grow in life. If it's not wedding, it's going to be burial and all that. My people in the West, they are very flamboyant in spending. When it comes to party, Jesus, all of us know who I'm be. Some can go as far as going to collect osusu to get, because they want, but when you want to do business, you can't go and meet some of them. Daddy, uncle, and they will tell you, my dear, all of us they manage. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, the necessary thing. It's not. I'm not being generalistic, but I'm just telling you what is obtainable in some family. Yes, no, not majority anymore, because at least people are now getting more aware.
Okay.
I'm just talking of way back when I was growing up in the West, but in the East, they don't spend money like that. They don't spend. It's lately that you will see them, spraying and do all. It doesn't used to be like that in the East. Why me? I was growing up because at some point I lived with the Igbos. They are business oriented. Do you get what I'm saying? So, from being a Yoruba lady, growing up in a Yoruba household, but good enough, my father was some very, very economical.
Okay.
Yes, because he was an accountant as well. So not couple, no they lost. That's what I'm saying. So
into your home, they're not seeing that kind of life again. Maybe they saw something that looked like a mirage. How do you advise them? What kind of advice can you give to them to be able to normalize? And then you also talk about there are some, they will be complaining that you are spending too much. On the other way around, some couples are like, why are you not spending?
Okay.
This is a matter of choice now.
Okay.
How do you do that?
Before I answer that question, let me say this. There are some sets too, they just like to impress. Because some of them saw their father doing the same thing. So back to the question now, where the other spouse, one of the party now in question is a spender. The first thing I will ask is, as a therapist, how did you go about it during your relationship level? Did you by chance lied to her? Did you come bare? This is who I am. I don't have money, but we dey hustle. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you are the one that went out to go and rent Range Rover, arrange yourself, shave your beds, cleaned up, and was checking her. My father has oil firm at Olobiri in Bayelsa. I am the CEO of laughing.
I'm laughing because I saw it on social media where a lady said, we are barely 6 months in marriage, 3 months, I think thereabouts. I am tired and I want to work out. I don't know how to go about it. The reason, when we were courting, my husband comes with different cars.
Okay.
And then when I ask, he will tell me that he's also car deal, he's a car dealer
like
or something.
people will say, oh, we are.
And then at the end of the day, after 1 month into our marriage, I realized that my husband washes car for people.
Bam.
So those people that did not meet to carry their cars, and then he uses it to impress me.
Yes.
So at this moment, and you know that the Bible is
please get a person, because okay, that is where communication comes in. After communicating,